I just really think this year they knocked it out of the park. They did an excellent job this year. I really do feel that I just felt really engaged this year. Happy January, you guys. I'm glad I'm here. I wanted to do a video to review my Slk Sonder subscription from 2024. I have a bunch of the journals here. I didn't grab all 12 of them. I couldn't find a few of them, but I usually keep them in the same spot, but there's a few that I have around here somewhere. Anyways, if you're not aware, Slk Sonder is a wellness journaling subscription. It is started by a woman of color. She decided to form this company as a way to allow people to do more introspection and reflection on wellness practices and actively engage with looking into themselves and finding ways to enhance their life. So the Slk Sonder subscription is a monthly wellness journal that you can receive as a part of the subscription that has various activities inside. There are some evergreen elements into each book, and every week there are activities. I'm going to go over what my experience was with 2024. I've had a Slk Sonder subscription, I believe, for 3 years. If I'm not mistaken. I feel really good about it. I really enjoy it. It's really great. So I'm going to start with January 2024. January 2024, the word was ambition. That is something about the subscription as well that's really helpful, is that every month there is a word as a theme. There is really some great elements in each of these books. At the beginning of every single one, there's a reflections page and an intentions page. You reflect on the previous month and you set intentions for the month to come. That's something I like to do right when I get it. Even if the month hasn't started yet, I still go to that page and I really get excited to fill in the reflections page, because it makes you think about little things that happen, but also some important things. I just feel like assessment and reflection are really, really important for understanding yourself and setting yourself up for success. Something I do every month is I choose a color theme. These are a few of the trackers. This is a mood tracker and a habit tracker. I choose a color theme, and usually I try to match what the cover is. One fun fact about the mood trackers is that the mood trackers are different depending on how many days in the month there are. If it's a 31-day month, it's going to have circle markers. And if it is a short month, it is going to have hexagon markers. So that's something really interesting that I noticed. More trackers is going to be a sleep tracker and a gratitude log. The sleep tracker is something I don't really pay attention to. I've done a lot better with it this year though. The sleep tracker is helpful though, because you're writing down how many hours you slept, but also what time you fell asleep and how you feel when you wake up. This is probably really helpful for people who have chronic illness. Like, I have certain disabilities, but they don't bother my sleep at all. But if you have certain chronic illnesses that interrupt your sleep patterns, this is really helpful for you. Even if you don't have that, it could give you some good health indicators. The gratitude log is pretty fun. I really enjoy the gratitude log. I think about sometimes, oh, I'm thankful for my mom, I'm thankful for my kitties, things like that. Here's a few of the exercises that were in January. Dream life, and there's always a coloring page. Various prompts in here. I am a stationary person, so I consistently use various colors. I have so many pens. I could do a video about that too. There is always a poem here. This month's poem is The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. And an ikigai, a way to help assess your path in life if you're having trouble. And a recipe, that's another mainstay. The mainstay is always a recipe in there. I think one of the things I want to do is try to do all of the recipes that are in these, because I don't cook, but this would be kind of nice. A puzzle, expense tracker, week overview, the day view. Something I do is I like to track my physical and emotional state for the day, And then I also would put a care section to see if I took care of my body, but I already have a body care tracker, so I took that part out. I also added an enrichment section, like something I did for myself to, like, did I read today? Did I learn something today? And then there is a weekly reflection. Again, reflection and assessment is a consistent theme throughout these journals. The rose of the week, a highlight. The bud of the week, an emerging opportunity. And a thorn of the week, a challenge. There's a lot of notes pages in here. Something I felt about January that year is I really wasn't in my book very much at all this month specifically. And I'm not really sure. I really do think it was because I was so emotionally, like, going through it, and I really just didn't have the capacity to think about anything. Let's see, what's the next one that we have for 2024? April's theme was play. So one thing I really enjoyed about April is that it had the Wheel of Life in it. And I love the Wheel of Life because this helps me assess how I'm feeling about various areas of my life. And April is a good time to do that. It's the second quarter, it's springtime, things are emerging, so it's a good time for you to do some assessment like that. My color theme for April, let's see here. April was a really cool month. One thing I keep up with that gratitude log, honey. That is one thing I keep up with. On April 28th, I said my gratitude for that day was MySpace. I know MySpace is gone, but OG MySpace, I'm thankful for it. Oh my gosh, bingo. So I'm gonna show you guys one of my bingos, and I love it so much. So there's been a lot of talk going around about your goals bingo or whatever, but this is specifically like play bingo. This was for the theme of the month, but I like when these are in the wellness journals because I love to fill them with things I want to do that month, just in general. Hold on, I'm gonna show you. So something I do with my bingo is I'll write something I want to do. This month was create your own. I don't remember which month this was specifically, but I like to draw. When I finish it, I like to draw in the box. Play with the kitties right here. Devotional. Grand time. I call my grandmas, I call them grands. Read outside. Hi, boo-boo. Hi. That's my son, Paran. Hi, sweet bears. So April was play, and I really enjoyed that. What I noticed about myself in April is that I did my best to keep up, and I was really, really inspired that month. This is things I'm proud of myself for. So I made a list of things I'm proud of myself for to, like, revisit and reflect on. I might just take this page out. It's so funny because I've been reading this book that I'm reading since April. It's a mess. I need to finish this dang book. Let's go through May. May was trust. And trust is interesting. I didn't really know what to do with May. I really didn't write in my book at all in May. Like, a little. And I wonder if it's because I was just struggling at that time. A lot of times when I'm struggling mentally, I just sleep a lot. I sleep a lot. I want to get through it. I want to just get over it. So June was Thrive. June was Thrive. I like this one because it had some blue. We don't really get a lot of blue. My color theme for June was these. And I'll go over some of the habits that I track. So every month I track a different mood. I don't really care much about the mood tracker personally. So I choose a different moods every month. But for my habit tracker, I usually keep it the same. Reading, business, community, which is like family and friends. My quarter journal, movement, faith, and fun. That's what I was tracking in June. Activities in here was routines. In June, it's like a midpoint through the year, so you're seeing what you're used to. Another bingo. I love the bingo. It's so much fun. Get some flowers, write a letter, exfoliate, Quran book club, eat a fruit pie. Just random stuff, stuff I wanted. I like to do a mid-month check-in, That's what they have a page in the second or third week of the month where just see how you're feeling. I did pretty well with June, keeping up with June. July, the theme for July 2024 was curiosity. I like this one. I like this one a lot. It had another Wheel of Life. Love the Wheel of Life, okay? The romance section, I wrote nothing. Didn't track any of my habits or moods that month, but like I said, gratitude log, always on point. One of the things I said, I'm thankful for my imagination and my daddy. Curiosity day. Set aside some time to be deeply curious about ourselves and our beliefs. That was a really nice exercise. Like I said, I do a lot of different colors. One thing I noticed that my kitty is getting into my hair ties. I use a lot of different colors of pens. I do that because it helps me retain the information better, and it helps me focus better on various sections. If it's all one color, to me it's just like, what am I looking at? The puzzle for July was a word block. So you do find the various words. What else did I do in July? Oh, I made a list of songs I want to put on a mixtape. I got this record player, but it also has a CD player and a tape player, and it allows me to record. So I'm going to record some mixtapes. August theme was freedom. This is one of my favorite covers because it's got my favorite colors on it, yellow, orange. Freedom, though. Freedom is something that I can resonate with now that I am a civilian. And this is when I started a social media detox. I started the steps to pulling myself away from social media. I still use social media, but it's just my way of being mindful about the time I spend on it. Yeah. I'm not going to share that because I was kind of hard on myself about it. This was the color themes I chose for August. Again, color theme throughout. Gratitude log, again, on point. So this page here was 2 pages of freedom prompts. The poem was Caged Bird by Maya Angelou. A free bird leaps on the back of the wind and floats downstream till the current ends, and dips his wing in the orange sun rays and dares to claim the sky. But a bird that stalks down his narrow cage can seldom see through his bars of rage. His wings are clipped and his feet are. The caged bird sings with a tearful trill of things unknown, but long for still, and his tune is heard on a distant hill, for the caged bird sings freedom. The free bird thinks of another breeze, and the trade winds soft through the sighing trees, and the fat worms waiting on a dawn bright lawn, and he names the sky his own. But a caged bird stands on the grave of dreams, his shadows shout on a nightmare scream. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The caged bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown but longed for still, and his tune is heard on a distant hill, for the caged bird sings of freedom. I like coloring, but I don't do the coloring pages for some reason. I don't know why, but there's some really nice ones. One thing I want to do is one of these days is I want to go through some of the activities that I didn't complete. Pick a day, just pick one of the books randomly, and go through one of the activities that I just didn't finish and do that for the day. So I'm going to show you guys my layout that I do for my week spread. So I have a certain color for each section that I do for my week spread. So brown, some shade of brown for the habit tracker. I use this habit tracker specifically for hygiene tasks. This is weekly to-dos, things I need to get done this week. And then this is the top 3 goals. This week I want to feel like money. I know that's right. Shopping list I usually do in gray. I am loving. I just pick a random color, whatever I'm feeling for I am loving. Mind, body, and health plan. I don't really know what to do with that section. So what I've decided to do with that section is like whatever my faith practice is for the day. If I did anything, if I did prayer, if I read my holy books, if I did a devotional, if I listened to a sermon, I'll put it in there. This section is a meal plan. I don't track what I eat, but I've decided that this is what I use to track my workouts when I exercise. And this is my day spread: physical, emotional care, and nourishment. I have since adjusted this format slightly, but that's how I usually do it. And again, my color theme for the mid-month check-in. I really love these. One thing I really enjoy is that even if I don't do it every day, it does keep me involved and engaged with how I'm feeling and how I am doing emotionally and physically. Yeah, August was cool. Let's see here. September. So September was knowledge. Yes, yes. This was also one of my favorites because, again, with the oranges and greens. Knowledge was the theme for September. Color theme. I don't really like how it looks when I use all highlighters. I don't really like that. I don't like neon colors. I was really into it in September, honey. I was in it on September. Apple cider mocktail. I don't drink alcohol, so mocktails are lovely for me. Highlight of my day. I really like that. Yeah, September was a peaceful month. I'll say that. Puzzles, again, something about knowledge. Let's look at one of the activities for knowledge. Knowledge journal prompts. List 5 to 10 ways you enjoy sharing knowledge. What is the most valuable advice or wisdom you've gained from someone or something that impacted your life? These are the kind of exercises that I love about this journal, because it gets you involved, it gets you engaged. You're thinking about what's happening in your life and what's going through your mind. November was joy. I think that's a good one to focus on. This is when I started to do something new. I noticed that whenever my books have a month at a glance, I don't use them. So I decided, and I think this is gorgeous. I actually want to take this out and put it on the wall somewhere. I decided to start, like, if I have a specific event, a significant event on a date on the calendar, I would just draw it. So I drew election day, payday, Friendsgiving. This was my uncle's Thanksgiving. This was free museum day and Thanksgiving day. So I just like the way that looks. I made it all nice and cool, and there's some of the drawings I did. I think it's gorgeous. So I decided to start doing that with my month at a glance. It was really fun, just sitting down and coloring. And October reflections. Ooh, let's check out October. October wins. I established a schedule with my brother and my niece. Good grades and keeping up with my classwork. October challenges. Low funds. Missing my friends. Sleep thrown off. Yeah. October was kind of rough. Color theme for November. This one was cool. Joy journal prompts. What are 3 activities that bubble you with joy and ways you can integrate them into your life? And the other prompt is, joy is meant to be shared. What are 3 ways you can spread more joy to others? So that was a fun activity. I really enjoyed doing that. Something about these activities get you really engaged. Joy gumball tracker. Make a point to participate in things that bring you joy. List some things that have brought you joy and color in a gumball each time you experience it. I just really think this year they knocked it out of the park. They did an excellent job this year. It wasn't much different from what they've done before, but I really do feel that the activities this year were really awesome. They always are great, but I just felt really engaged this year. And also in 2024, I started to get involved in the online community that they have, and I think that's another reason that I was much more engaged this year, because every week there is a plan with me session. So you can go on a live stream and we all just go on there. You can pick any time. You can do it any time of the month. They have them here for free on YouTube. Every single week there's a plan with me session where you can set up your journal and talk a little bit, do some activities together, and it's really fun to do that is one of the things that got me more involved in the online community, where you can find journal prompts, you can read articles, you can get some helpful advice, you could also engage with other people in the community. It's just really great, and people love to share their pages. I share my pages sometimes and show the ways that I set them up, and people love to show the ways that they've set theirs up. So I think that's really interesting. Like, I was into it in November, baby. I was into it. I was into it in November. This is like, November was, I was really like, oh, I want to show you something new that I've been doing. So, something new that I have been doing in my week spread is that I'll color in the rose, thorn, and leaf, and bud. But I also color in the weather tracker. Because I don't really fill in the weather tracker. But I'm like, you know what? Sitting down and coloring for a few minutes, it was nice. Like, so I color in the tracker here. And this is notes from a community meeting I had. There is a community I'm in that we do collective healing together and therapy sessions and a lot of different stuff. I was really like, I was in my bag in November, okay? I was in my bag in November. It's beautiful. If you look at my book, November, I'm like, oh, this is gorgeous. This is beautiful. And then, real quick, I'm going to grab January's. We're bringing in... Okay. Now, going over January 2025, prosperity. I haven't been writing in my journal at all this month, but prosperity is a really cool one. The first activity for January 2025 was things I have achieved, people I have met, places I went, books I read. So that's really interesting. I like that. Kind of like a way to look at the last year and think about that. Another banger, Wheel of Life. That's my jam. The Wheel of Life is my jam, okay? And once again, romance. If I could give you a 0, I would. Color theme for January. I didn't really do... You know what? The last couple of days of January, I will make it a point to do all of these activities. That's what I will do. I made another bingo, but I didn't do it, so I'm going to take it out of the book and like put it on the wall. I just like to write a whole bunch of different stuff. I made a hair calendar for myself of like what are the hairstyles I want to have for the year. First week of January. Yeah, I think prosperity is a great way to start the year. So this page is actually a great example of how I would ideally set up my pages. So I was in Hawaii for New Year's. Happy New Year. Oh, that says nature, work, and school. But this page is like the perfect example of how I would want to consistently set up my page. Journal prompt here, and then physical and emotional. So if I don't write a journal prompt, I'll still write in the middle, but that's like perfect to me. I really feel great about how I've used this this subscription, because I feel like it's really enhanced my life. I already journal, but I do like the idea that there's activities involved and ways to engage me further. There are some slight differences from 2024 to 2025. For example, with the grid pages. So this is 2024, this is 2025. The grid pages were dashed on this one, and then 2025 they're solid. The only reason I would say I don't really like them being solid is because for me, having black, solid black or solid white on pages is like a stark contrast to my eyes. So the dashed lines looked really nice to me, but it's fine. People like grids. I don't really notice too much of a difference on anything else. Like all the fonts are the same. The coloring is all the same. There's very little color. The only color really is like a few of the highlighted headings, and then a few of the like the recipe page and these. So I will say I really am so happy with my subscription. It's an excellent subscription. If you're a man, a woman, anyone, if you are someone who wants to go a little bit deeper into your wellness and find ways to engage yourself further on your mental health, your physical health, and inner work, this is a really great subscription to have. If you don't want to commit to the whole year, however, there is an undated standalone version of these. So you can just get the standalone version of it and try it out for a month and see how you like it. I think it's a really great tool to use. I gave one to my brother. I think if you're someone who truly is invested in finding more ways to enhance your life and to do inner work, this is an excellent thing to do. So hopefully you enjoyed that. I'm going to do another video. I'm not really sure of what yet, but I'm going to get back to my budget stuff. See you later.